you often find yourself sewing aspirational clothes that languish in the wardrobe because it's not really what you need for your real life? Well, if that's something you've been struggling with this summer versus what you wish it would be, then I've been working on a rainy day, a rainy girl summer mini wardrobe plan of sewing patterns and items to have. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around. Hello friends, welcome back if you are one of my existing viewers, and hello if you're new. I'm Secret Girly and you can call me Sam. So I've been thinking a lot over the last year about the difference between sewing aspirationally to help me to wear the clothes I want to wear for what I want to do, and sewing off aspirationally for things that are not going to happen. So for example, I don't know about you, but I've ended up sometimes sewing lots of swishy summer dresses or nice going out dresses, and then they languish in my wardrobe because the reality is I need summery but varied layered clothing for working from home, casual weekends, holidaying in the UK where you can't tell. And actually I only really need a couple of hot swishy day dresses and a couple of nice going out dresses, and the rest of my life is pretty basic. So as part of this journey, I've thought, what's the reality of this rainy girl summer that we're having? So I've made a list. It's unusual for me, but I love a list when it's something like this. And I've thought about what are the different kind of things we need, what would be my recommended patterns for you, and also I'll share you some of my makes in creating this sort of, I don't know, it's really a capsule wardrobe, but it's a realistic wardrobe for a rainy mixed summer. It means you don't have to go and grab out those autumn items that you need and then go, oh, but this doesn't feel like summer. I wanted to feel like summer even if it was a chilly day. And I don't know about you, I don't want to put on my darker coloured jewel tone things. I want, like this print, to feel like summer even if I need to be warm or dry at the same time. So I've broken it down into the realities of what I think we might need. And so I have grouped it into needing a jacket, casual trousers, t-shirts of varying kinds, shirt, cardigan, loungewear, basic layers, and a dress. So that is sort of my capsule wardrobe idea. We're going to go through each type, talking through options, linking to other vlogs that I've got or I've seen that could help you with this. And I think we should get started. So let's start with outer layers. I think that with this changeable weather, you need an outer layer with you, whether that is a jacket, a rain jacket or poncho, or a cardigan. So jacket wise, if you've got those cooler, windier, mixed sunny days, for me it's going to be a quilted jacket, and you don't need to quilt it really thickly. You can have a thinner batting or use sweatshirting to create a thinner quilt, which gives you that snuggliness, but you can quilt it with a lovely bright summery pattern. So of course I'll link up here to my vlog where I've sewn 8 different jackets. Some of those I wouldn't necessarily say were sort of more summery ones. The ones that I would say would be good summery ones would be the shortest version of the Havea jacket, which I'll put here. The Jackie O jacket, which was me making it quilted when it wasn't. So that's quite a good one. If you've got a jacket like the Ilford, which is cropped, or any of those jackets with not lots of pieces to construct, so you probably want 2 fronts, back, sleeves, and or collar if you want it, because then you can quilt those pieces, and then you can choose a lovely gorgeous summery fabric to do that in, or buy one of the lovely quilted fabrics that's out there. But go for it in like sort of like a pink or an orange, or if you're not ready to be that brave, you could choose like a shell print or like a marine print with like sailing boats on, something that evokes summer for you. It might be you've got loads of scraps from summer projects, current and past, and you could quilt those together, because then that would remind you of the summer outfits that might be underneath. But it's a great opportunity to create an outer piece of wear that still gives you that summer feel. Obviously we wouldn't want it as thick as a more sort of autumnal quilted jacket, so you could go for the thinnest batting you can get, or like I did with one of my jackets, and I actually quilted the fabric onto some sweatshirting, because it's thick enough that you've got a bit of something but not so thick that you're hot. It's like the equivalent of a jumper. But I don't think a quilted jacket is going to fix it with all types of weather, so I also think we need some kind of rain coat or poncho. So I've got 3 patterns which will cycle through here, and what we're looking for here is one of those showerproof, rainproof, waterproof jacket fabrics. So I picked this up from the Fabric Beehive, and it definitely wouldn't cope with a torrential storm, but it's enough, you can tell by the feel of it, that it would just resist that sort of showering of just getting you a bit wet, and it would just keep the worst off. This is actually called raincoat fabric. Some of them have different terms, but what you're looking for is that water resistant, waterproof, and I do see them around in quite a few places. Now there are some considerations to think about when you're sewing with these fabrics, because I know we all love our seam ripper, and seam ripping is an important part of the sewing process, but once a hole is in this fabric, it's in there for good. So I will link in the detail an article that someone wrote about tips. The other thing is, once you've stitched through it, it makes a hole in the fabric, so you might want to use that tape that exists on the inside. So I've got some that I will test and report back, and this is called seam sealing tape that can be ironed on. That means it's another way of preventing the water from getting in. I've seen some lovely ones, including a completely see-through rain jacket. That would be fun, because it means that your whole lovely summer outfit is still on show. But I feel like something like this just brings joy. I've found 3 patterns that I like, and they're actually all big 4 patterns, quite interestingly. Again, you probably could do something like an Ilford jacket, but I thought I would want one with a hood, because if we're going to get a bit of a shower, you want to be able to put a hood up. And I quite like the idea of it being a bit more poncho-y or capey, so that it's not like a fitted sleeve. So cycling through now, and details below of some of the options I've found. Now, alongside a jacket that's sort of a bit weatherproof, I think we also need a weatherproof bag. Now these are perfect not just for if it rains, but also if you're somewhere like where the grass is damp or a bit muddy or it's a bit sandy. So I bought this fabric last year in Abercorn, and I don't know if it's described as like deck chairing, but you can tell that it is, again, it's water resistant. I mean, look at that. That is summer in a fabric. So I'm going to make, even if I can't find it, a sort of tote bag in this. Probably do the gusseted corners. I will put a picture up here of the kind of thing I'm talking about, and I've got some nice colourful webbing for the strap. Doesn't need to be anything complicated. I'm not going to line it, because then I can turn it inside out and tip out all the sandy bits and everything. But again, carrying this brings the sunshine even if it's a grey day. So now we've done our outerwear and the kind of bag that we would need. Let's think about sort of our bottom half. Now we're going to need casual trousers. We're going to want casual summery trousers that keep us warm enough but not too hot. So I'm going to put for you a selection of trousers. Now there's lots of vlogs, which I will link a couple of below, about lots of summer trousers, and I know we all have our favourites, but it's not just about the trouser pattern here. it's about the fabric, because we want to keep that summer vibe even when wearing a trouser. So I think the fabric choice could really help here. So things like a washed linen or a linen viscose is great, but let's go for an orange, a tangerine, a cobalt blue, an appley green, something that brightens up when we put them on. So the grey day might be grey, the weather might be rainy, but you still feel like those summer vibes. So I'm going to put some pictures in here of the kind of feel we're looking for in the trouser. I'm developing my personal preference. Right now I am loving the chanterelle pant by So Liberated, but also the saguaro pant from Friday Pattern Company in the set could be great. But when I'm thinking wide legs, sometimes the problem with wide all the way to the bottom is that if it gets a bit wet, it can get like, you know, when like a trouser ends up sticking around your ankles because it's wet. So the reason I like the chanterelle is because there's an option that tapers in with a cuff. That means it keeps it sort of at ankle length, so you get like, you can have your feet in sandals or some summery trainers, but it's not going to get wet and get flappy and horrible. So when I'm looking for trousers, that's sort of the vibe I'm looking for. So the bob pant is a good one by Stylark. The So Liberated Arthur pant. It's those, I think the So House 7, what are they called? Free range slacks. Anything where you can get that crop. Now you can crop a wide leg trouser, and actually the saguaro, I've seen it in a crop, the Tilly and the Button Sapphire in a crop. So something that gives you a bit of air but gives you that thing for if there's a breeze or it's just a bit grey, and it's easy to throw on with sandals or trainers or bros or something like that. Cardigans are a really important part of those sort of layers. So right now my two personal favourites are the Bertha and the Marlowe. They're quite different. The Marlowe being able to be done much more long line and a more fitted sleeve, drop shoulder but more fitted sleeve. The Bertha being more bat wing, so great if you've got a bigger sleeve going on underneath. And I think having one of each, or more than one of each if you're me, is a great option. And with the Bertha, because of the lovely shape, and you can see in my one here, you can play with colour blocking and get some really lovely fresh summer colours into that colour blocking, and even a little bit of pattern without going over the top. I went for a basic blue for one of mine because I really felt that that would go with so many of my summer clothes. It has been worn a lot already. And then of course the other one, just like dream colour combos, but it just means that you've got that extra layer. And in those lovely knit fabrics like that, you could use the nice cable knit, anything like that. But again, go for those lovely, pick your summer palette that you want. It might be yellows, oranges and reds. It might be like myself where I've gone for like pinks, greens, lilacs. Pick a palette and then choose a cardigan in one of the main colours in that palette, because it will work with lots of the other items then. The Marlowe is great because you can make yourself a longer one and a shorter one. And again, the cable knits can come in some lovely colours. So I've done mine in a fuchsia. You can do an orange. You could do like the nice aqua green that you can get in the cable knit. And it just will tie everything together. And a long line one can be nice when you need sort of over the bottom, because you don't want the wind whipping up. I'm thinking of seaside days. Now there is the Harper cardigan. I haven't made it, but I know that's very popular. You might already have a cardigan pattern. If you've got a great go-to cardigan pattern, it's now about creating one in a colour that gives you that summer feel. Right. Let's talk tops. So we've got t-shirts, shirts, and then sort of moving into loungewear. Now my absolute go-to is the Tammy Handmade Naya. If you've been around here a while, you will know that, but it is short sleeve, and I think as part of these layers, some short sleeve tops is good, but because you've got the cardigan to go over the top, and then your quilted jacket or your poncho, rain day poncho, but I think we're going to need a long sleeve t-shirt too. Now if you don't want to spend any money on patterns, the Closet Core Crew t-shirt is free, and I would say, I've made it a good few times now, it's a great summer one because you could make it in a viscose jersey. There's lots of lovely like bamboo jerseys out there, couple of plain ones. You could go for like a pink and a yellow or something like that, and you'd have a nice long sleeve basic that even could go underneath a top like this to build up those layers. And what we want to do is have that like mix and match. So I'm going to put a picture of me here wearing the pink Closet Core underneath this, because then you can see how easy we can play around with the layers. And as I say, if you've picked a palette, then everything is interchangeable. So if it gets a bit warmer, you can pop the long sleeve top off. You might not want this one, you might just want the long one on, but they all work together. And there are lots of other great long sleeve t-shirt patterns out there, and I'm going to do a whole separate vlog about t-shirt patterns and things because I've been asking people about their favourites. But as I say, if you're looking for a free pattern, the Closet Core Crew one is brilliant because it has got the long sleeve version and it's a nice sort of neckline as well. The Scout tee would be a good one if you want to create like a woven t-shirt, and there is an add-on pack with lots of different sleeves as well, and it means then you've got that mixture of woven and jersey. And I know for a lot of people jersey can feel more casual, definitely not how I feel in it very often, but if you want to feel that little bit more put together, then the Scout tee is a great pattern by Grainline to make a woven top, because then you've got that again. If you make it in the same palette, you can mix them all together. Shirt wise, of course, there are loads of great shirt patterns out there, but I've got you a free one again. Now it is actually the Paola workwear jacket, but I can guarantee you, I've made it 3 times now, it is a perfect pattern to hack into a shirt, and I will put some pictures of me wearing it in. And what we're looking for in a shirt here is that it's big enough and loose enough again that it could go like an overshirt, but not so big that you couldn't just wear it on its own. So it's a thinner layer than a cardigan, but just that little something. So let's imagine you've got like a nice woven Scout tee on, and it's not hugely big. It's enough room to move around in, and then you're like, oh, a little bit of chill. You can throw then the Paola workwear jacket as a shirt over the top, and if you keep, as I keep saying, this palette, you can throw that on. Worst case, it gets really chilly, then you can throw the cardigan over the top as well. But then on another day, you can leave the t-shirt and just put the shirt on. I think making it in a double gauze is a great option, because double gauze can keep you warm and cool, or in like a viscous cotton, or like again a cotton linen mix, depending on what your preference is. I don't really like linen against my skin, but if you do, then it would be a great option for that. If you're looking for nice shirt patterns, I'd recommend having a look at Closet Core, but also there's some other great ones out there. I know a lot of people at the moment are enjoying the Grainline the Style Arc shirt patterns. The Aulia shirt is very popular. There are lots of vloggers who've done great videos that include shirt patterns, but I'm keeping it to the free one. You could do the I Am Barbara if you want a bit more of an interesting shirt. I would recommend that one too. So now we are on to sort of the basics and the lounge wear. Now, I think having some vest tops is a really great option, because they can go under like a dress, they could go under a shirt, but also they can then be worn on their own. So it allows that peeling on and off. So free pattern wise, you've got the Largo tank. I personally don't find the shape of the Largo tank works for my body, so I am enjoying the Closet Core Crew Travertine, which came out for the month of July, and it's a racer back style like the Largo. It's just a slightly better shape on me, but I would say that kind of sort of racer back tank, you could go sort of Ogden cami style, but for me that's a bit too floaty for what I want. I want something a bit more fitting that will then fit under the shirt, under a dress, so it's not adding bulk. So any of those patterns, So that's a great thing to go underneath as a base layer. You could use the Tammy Handmade I'm sorry, Tammy, that is a dress, but you could definitely make a top version because you've got the nice ribbing for the straps, and that makes like a vesty top too. Then, of course, loungewear. Any wide leg pant pattern could work for loungewear. It's just changing up the fabric. So Sarah of Sarah Style has done a whole vlog episode about how the fabric can really change the way like some loungewear looks, so it looks more pajama-y or smarter. So going for loungewear, I'm again a big advocate of double gauze for that. Lots of lovely vloggers have done pajamas in double gauze, but you can go for like the Pomona pants if you've got it, or the Tilly Button Sapphire, or the Saguaro, or a big four, which is what my preference is for a wide leg trouser. Whatever wide leg trouser you like, whip up some in like some cotton, some double gauze, something that's just comfy to hang out in at home. I'm also a big fan of the Tilly and the Button Stella joggers, which is in the stretch book, because if you make them in a drapey viscose and cut them a little bit bigger, they are like a really nice sort of yoga pant as well. Loungewear tops, I'm going to go with this one, but you could do a hack of the free Tiana Closet Romy lantern sleeve. You could use any t-shirt pattern you've got, because again, if you make it in double gauze and just make sure it's not too fitting, it's going to work. I've made lots of Nayas in woven and it works just perfectly. So then we get to the bit that often we love, which is a dress. I think it's really important when choosing a realistic dress for this weather is to choose one that can fit a long sleeve top or a vest top underneath, and also a cardigan over the top. So that's where, depending on the sleeve, to what kind of cardigan. Now there are some lovely patterns that come out. I think the Tilly and the Buttons Nell dress would work. I think the Fabric Godmother, she's done the flare, that would work as well, because you've got the big enough sleeve that if you didn't do the poof sleeve, if you did a plain sleeve, you can fit the long sleeve top underneath. Obviously my go-to is the Marilla Walker Nautilus top made into a dress. Then you've got the free seamworks benning, which all you've got to do is sign up for the newsletter to get that free. So anything where you can throw it on over your head, it's loose enough to fit a top underneath or a cardigan over the top. This is what we want, is that building layers up and down. So if you haven't got a go-to pattern yet, definitely recommend having a look at one of those. But that's what we're looking for, is something with a bit of room, but something that's floaty enough that on a warmer day you can just have that on with some sandals and take your cardigan or whatever when the cloud comes over. I hope you found that really useful and that you've come away feeling more positive about how to find outfits in this challenge. I would love it if you could give me a like, hit the subscribe button, and also tell me what are your go-to patterns when you need to build up layers to keep you warm and cool. Catch you again soon.